Sorry. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you've been blessed so far. So today we'll be talking about whole in singleness in the web series that I am calling Singleness versus Loneliness. The last one was a bit of a a very interesting one. Please, if you haven't seen that, please see that before coming on to this one. But yeah, so whole in singleness. When you're not whole or happy or complete in your singleness, you will not be whole, happy or complete in a relationship. And I always like to give an example of a bottle. If you take a bottle, for example, and you break it into pieces, and then you take a small piece of the bottle and you connect it to another small broken piece of the bottle and you try to put them together and drink from that, you will bleed. You will cut yourself. You will literally, like, it will not work. And I feel like that's the problem with people in relationships. You're trying to take your broken, unprepared, not whole, insecure, or whatever it is, and you're trying to bind it with something that is not complete, and then you expect to create this beautiful, perfect, bottled relationship that it just does not work. I've noticed, like, one of the things, especially that I used to do previously in my singleness, is making excuses to justify, like, oh my gosh, I'm so lonely, I'm so unhappy, maybe if I have a man I'll be happy. Like, honestly, if you're making excuses to justify how you're feeling in a specific season of your life, you will keep making excuses for the next season of your life. And if you keep thinking that happiness is in the next season of your life, it will always be in the next season of your life, and it will never be where you are. I'll give an example. For some people, it'll be like, all my days, I'll probably be able to look beautiful and feel more satisfied if there's a guy next to me. And then you have a guy next to you and it's like, oh my gosh, I probably feel more satisfied if he actually made me his fiance. He makes you his fiance. Oh my gosh, I probably feel like you would never be content and make the most of the season that you're in. And that's what's the importance of your singleness, is if you can make the most of your singleness and you can embrace the season that you're in, you can embrace any season that comes after that. And the one thing that I would say is being the person that you want to be with. You know, like, instead of praying and expecting and making these good, nice imaginations of the kind of person that you want to be with, are you someone that is worth praying for? You know, are you that person that a guy would say, I'm praying for this, and you can stand up and say, I am that person? Would you be with a person that is like you? Would you date yourself? And that is a big question, and that's something that I have really started to evaluate a lot more, and it's made me appreciate my singleness and be like, you know what, I need to work on being someone that I would date rather than expecting that to be the person that I would be with. So if you're empty and you have this void feeling of sadness and incompleteness and insecurity without a relationship, you will have this exact same feeling when you're in a relationship. And the worst thing about feeling like that is you put so much pressure on the person to fill a void that only God can fill, that only you can come to the understanding of being complete in your singleness, and take away the burden from the person that you're going to be with to make you feel like you're complete. Because as human beings, there is only so much that you can do. And remember, human beings change every day. If you've met someone that from the first day that you've met them and you've known them for 20 days, and for 20 days they have had the same stable mood, the same stable mindset, stuck to the same decision every single time, I want to meet that person. Because if you put this person in a position that only God can take, honestly, your life is just going to be us waving as human beings. When this person is up, you're up. When this person is down, you're down. When this person is angry, you're angry. When his day is horrible, your day is horrible. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be complete as an individual before you can come and be with this person, and then you can come together and complete each other rather than expecting this person to complete you. Not to say that there's anything wrong with wanting compliments from your partner or wanting to feel loved by the person that you're with, but if you base your joy and your happiness and your comfort on these compliments, and you rely on these compliments and this feeling of being loved to feel complete, it's a very dangerous way to live your life. And the only person that can make you feel complete with or without another person is God. And when you're complete without another person, it's very easy to go through life with someone and to learn from the person rather than fully depend on the person. And that's why I feel like a lot of people find themselves in situations where they end up with someone and the person's able to walk all over them without them realizing, or the person just finds them to be a burden because they're so dependent on this person a lot more than they should be. So that's it for today. It was another short video on just being whole, and I hope that it helps you just to think about these little things as you go through your singleness journey. I've been thinking about it a lot as well, and it's been giving me a lot of strength, because sometimes when you're single for a long time, you go through like periods where you're like, oh my gosh, I am so single, like I need a man, but like you actually don't. You know, and if you get into a relationship because you feel like you want someone and you feel like you need someone, you will always be expecting and expecting and expecting and expecting, and it's just not necessary. It's honestly a very dangerous way to start a relationship, and it's a very dangerous way to try to sustain a relationship, honestly. So that's it for me today, and I'll see you in my next video.